Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the game between Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. At the moment, as things stand, there was some slight technical difficulties that we had to take care of, and as expected, this game so far has been quite a cracker between these two sides. They fought hard. Final 20 minutes of regulation time we have ahead of us. We have Madhya Pradesh, who are on your screen in the blue and the yellow, wherein we have on the right Chhattisgarh, who are dressed in red and right now adorning the Pant Stadium in Bhilai to try and find out an avenue of enterprise. At the moment, Madhya Pradesh has the lead, and there's a player down for Madhya Pradesh who needs attention to get back up on her feet, and it's good to see that she's back on her feet. Chhattisgarh, however, they'll need some work to do. An opportunity here. However, it doesn't seem like Chhattisgarh will let it go, and that's a fine save, another opportunity, but that's a crucial block there from Madhya Pradesh, quickly throwing her body on the line, denying another cracker of a chance, but this time the goalkeeper of Chhattisgarh, Manisha Chura, I reckon she's taken a knock while trying to pull off that save. That was a stunner of a save and an equally brilliant block that did not allow Madhya Pradesh, or rather that did not allow Chhattisgarh to try and secure the lead. The corner comes floating in there, or rather Chhattisgarh is looking for the equalizer. And now they're trying to build from the right. This game is going to be a cracker. This game is going to go down the wire, particularly with the slender lead that Madhya Pradesh has for themselves right now. They'll have to defend with their tails up if they want to stay in the hunt. This is a nip and tuck encounter. This is a contest that would probably try and settle down the nerves slightly. But this is what we come to watch a football game for. So far, most of the games that we have witnessed until now, they have been more or less of a pretty lopsided encounter. So you haven't really seen, or rather, you haven't really seen the games to produce the kind of thrill that is expected. Any one side have actually taken the surge, or the others have struggled. So it's more or less like that, and that is exactly what is in the path of being changed. That is what is in the path of trying to be transformed at the moment. These are two very good teams, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh won their first game as well and are currently leading here at the Pant Stadium in Bhilai, hoping to secure a second victory. But Chhattisgarh is definitely not going to be easy. At the moment, they are on the prowl, but the Madhya Pradesh player, she is down and she'll need some attention there. And the game has restarted now. The ball's fallen back for Chhattisgarh. Quickly twists and turns. The ball's down to the right wing now, and now they're trying to explore the central channel. Another opportunity looking for some shooting space that's well repelled away by Madhya Pradesh, just being alert. This is really an even Stevens contest. This is a nip and tuck encounter that's unfurling at the Pant Stadium in Bhilai. And a quick throw taken in, however. Quickly battled hard by the player. Here's a throw. The possession still stays alive with Chhattisgarh. Once again from the right, a cross comes floating in, but once again the cross really lacked the kind of power that they would have wanted, that Chhattisgarh would have wanted. The ball's fallen back for Chhattisgarh. Madhya Pradesh has cut it short. They are more on the defensive front now. The offenses have somewhat dwindled down for them. And again, you can expect them to dwindle down further because Madhya Pradesh, or rather Chhattisgarh, are going to come all guns blazing now. They know that the margin is within their reach, and it will be within their reach till that very last moment. 17 minutes of regulation time remaining, and post that, Some added time will be given for sure, but as things stand, it's still 1-0 in favor of Madhya Pradesh. And now Madhya Pradesh desperately trying to win the ball in the opposition half. Another chance, a half-hearted effort actually. She wanted to turn the ball quickly inside the box, try and create something significant. Here's a long ball, but once again, not really well directed. That would allow. Oh, this could have been some kinds of trouble. The ball was bobbling pretty awkwardly there, but then the goalkeeper of Chhattisgarh, Manisha Chura, keeping her composure, quickly backtracking and finding her position, finding her foot, and eventually laying claim to the ball comfortably. And here comes Madhya Pradesh again. This can be another golden opportunity, a bit of a chase for them, but once again, Manisha Chura quickly out of a line to put an end to it. But there's a player of Chhattisgarh who would, or rather of Madhya Pradesh, who would need some medical attention there. She's down on the field, writhing in agony, and also a free kick has been awarded. A free kick from a pretty dangerous range, to be honest. You can see the match officials stationed out there just watching the game. That's a nice Thursday evening at the end of it, and it's a nice weather as well. It's not exactly too hot, and the free kick comes floating in. Opportunity! What a goal! Madhya Pradesh has secured a 2-goal cushion for themselves now, just as you would have expected them to try and launch an attack towards the net. And there you go, bam! Going past the stretched arms of the goalkeeper, and all the attacks of Chhattisgarh will now have to be rethink and will have to come forth with further vigor as Madhya Pradesh has made it 2-0 and they can find themselves in the driver's seat. Before we resume the game, it's going to be a water break now that would allow the two teams to breathe better. Just a few moments ago, we have seen how Madhya Pradesh have met the fullest use of a dead ball situation to slam it into the back of the net. It was a picture perfect free kick, and that is why you just cannot allow Madhya Pradesh to breathe. You give them one opportunity and they'll make good use of it. And now Chhattisgarh, they'll have an uphill task in their hand. They'll need to come forth with a lot more vim and vigor than they usually were. The ball still stays with Chhattisgarh now, but Madhya Pradesh quickly trying to snatch it and launch a counter attack of their own. This is really looking to be a desperate move now, somewhat from Chhattisgarh. They twist and they turn, looking for a couple of more players in the attacking arena. A shot comes floating in, but this time will not be on target as it sails over the woodwork. So a sigh of reprieve here for Madhya Pradesh. They have a 2-goal cushion, so yes, a sigh of reprieve nonetheless, but at the end of it all, they'll have to understand that this game is going to be a lot more difficult in the final few minutes. Chhattisgarh, they'll have to pick themselves up because as things stand, this will be somewhat of a challenging affair. They're trying hard, yes, but just merely trying won't really get them to the required space. This is another long-ranging opportunity. Floated in. Again, the ball's completely not gone out of danger, so it still lingers on. Can they get a chance? Can they shy? Can they get a shy at goal? That will be the $1,000,000 question. But at the moment, it doesn't seem like that there will be anything that they will, or rather, they can be happy about. The ball's fallen back for Madhya Pradesh now. Madhya Pradesh can stage an attack of their own. The things are looking really good for them, and particularly after that second goal, it has to be a fine finish. Madhya Pradesh on the chase now. Ball's back with Chhattisgarh. They'll have to produce a lot more spark than they are doing right now. Twin changes for Chhattisgarh coming up. They'll need to win this fixture. This is important for them. Very, very important. Even in the last match, Chhattisgarh suffered a defeat at the hands of Jharkhand. It was a 2-0 defeat that was being inflicted on them. And once again, they conceded in the latter half of the second half of the game. So yes, that kind of makes them pretty vulnerable in the latter stages of the game. Somewhat like they've found that they've struggled at the moment to try and find that footing, particularly towards that final 15 minutes. They're losing that nerve, or they are putting in so much pressure on their attacking third that they either have to pull their players off through the means of fouls, out of which one was scored today, or they are just lacking the numbers. Their defense is thinning pretty quickly. That is allowing their counterparts to come forward, breathe fire, and even try and rattle the net. And in both the occasions, in both the games that Chhattisgarh has played, even against Jharkhand, they conceded a goal in the 80th minute where the Jharkhand skipper ended up poking the ball into the back of the net. And today, they were doing well until that slender one-goal lead. They were actually coming back in search of that all-important goal. But suddenly, that free kick, it entirely flipped around the complexion of the game. Chhattisgarh on the move again, and this time rattles it straight into the player. And the ball goes away for a throw, and now here's an opportunity. Quickly gets it set. Chhattisgarh. However, this time, while the throw was taken, it was not well taken. Chhattisgarh couldn't really control it. It rolled out of play for Madhya Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh would obviously now take all the time that they want because they know that they have a decent advantage to protect. Again, we won't say that Chhattisgarh is really a bad team, but the results at the moment haven't really gone their way, and that is where it all goes wrong. Because again, at the end of the day, no matter how good a football you're playing, that can be a dangerous stance here for Chhattisgarh as they are on the prowl again, trying to find their footing. That's a lovely ball opportunity, but Chhattisgarh couldn't really use it. There you go, the final touch. I reckon that wasn't the best of them. She wanted to take the shot on the run, but again, it's never really easy to take your shots on the run, particularly if you're not well balanced. And the fact that she fell down after that shot tells you 1,000 stories about her balance, at least in that position. So yes, until unless the balance is there, the kind of power that you would want on your shot, and the kind of direction that you'd want on your shot, that never really comes. So it's just a mere touch. It's more of a mere formality on the ball. Another long ball sent forward, and this time it was well taken care of by Madhya Pradesh. They are not gonna give anything away. A twin substitution coming up. Madhya Pradesh once again just taking their time. They know that they are in the driver's seat. They do not really need to hurry here. They're cool and they're calm and they're composed. Yeah, the referee just quickly warning the player, just hold up, let the other player come out, then you can go in. And she's excited to play as well. Come on, every player is excited to play, even if it's for a minute. So yes, that is how beautiful this game is. Every second you play, it fills you with a sense of love. It fills you with a sense of excitement, sense of thrill. You forget all the other woes of the world. What matters is that what you're doing out in the football field. What are your woes on the football field? How your team is faring, how you're faring. That is why they say football can be a beautiful game. Only you just need to embrace it. And that is exactly what these girls have done. They've started young, they've embraced the sport at a very young age, and right now they're representing the state in the senior women's national football championship. How can it not be, or how can it get any better than that? Well, obviously it can get better than that, and that is the India call-up. But now at the moment, they are somewhat representing the second highest honor that any footballer of a country can have. So yes, it's a great opportunity for them to try and showcase their talent, their flair, their attacking prowess, all of it together. So yes, it's an incredible opportunity, and AIFF are making things happen right now. They know that this is what these girls look forward to. Final 6 minutes of the regulation time coming up for you. Madhya Pradesh at the moment has a 2-0 lead. A phenomenal screamer just coming ahead, or rather coming 5 minutes from now, was what set the tone of the game, or almost took it away from Chhattisgarh. But nevertheless, Chhattisgarh are trying to at least find that opener. Maybe they can then start putting even harder yards for the equalizer. But at the moment, in the next couple of minutes, if they are to remain afloat in the game, they'll need that first goal. They'll have to be a lot more precise with the passes. They'll have to be better with the first touches. That first touch, that was woeful to say the least. That allowed the defender to quickly snatch the ball away from the attacker. Now here's a pass. Plays it back to the player in the center. Trying to use that right wing. And that's a lovely ball. Oh ho ho! Joshna Topno quickly dashing out of a line. This could have been some real trouble. That's a phenomenal run as well. Not one, but two players of Chhattisgarh were converging upon it. And I reckon that while they were following through with that shot, somebody must have caught the goalkeeper with a knee, I reckon, because again, it can be a real painful impact. But it's good to see that Joshna's back on her feet and she's manning the goal with absolute precision. However, Madhya Pradesh comes knocking on the door again, but Chhattisgarh reluctant as well to open it anymore. They have made it very clear that if you need to open it, you'll have to barge open through it, exactly like how Madhya Pradesh did from that free kick. Sent in a rocket at the far right corner. The goalkeeper put in a full-stretch effort, but again, it was not gonna be stalled at any cost, considering the impeccable gentry of that strike. Another opportunity here. Madhya Pradesh will have to be careful. They are giving away too many open spaces now to Chhattisgarh. Probably they are having the 2-0 lead, but football is a very funny game as well. It can change. It can change faster than your heartbeat. So you have to be very, very careful before you give away those spaces. And particularly to Chhattisgarh, it's understandable that Chhattisgarh somehow attacking unit isn't really the finest ones in the tournament. But again, they're coming, they're creating those chances. They have a very well-oiled defending unit for sure, but the attacking unit has struggled. They've struggled against Jharkhand, or they could have easily tried and at least share the spoils of the game, where they lost 2-0, and at the moment they are again trailing 2-0. Another cross comes floating in, another opportunity. Oh my word, it evades not one, but two Chhattisgarh players. I reckon this is kind of squandering an opportunity. I'm pretty sure that should have been flicked in. That should have been flicked in. There were not one, but two players, two attackers from Chhattisgarh converging upon that. All that ball required was a gentle little nudge, and that could have very well veered off its original path into the hands of the goalkeeper and gone into the back of the net. But Chhattisgarh somehow didn't really respond to the irresistible idea of poking a foot out at that, and hence an easy collection at the end of the day for Joshin Chopno. I reckon Madhya Pradesh is somewhat giving away too many open spaces to Chhattisgarh. And again, you never know that if they start utilizing it, or if they get better at finishing, You may very well be under the pump. You have to be careful about the calls you make from here on. We have seen games change in the final 2 minutes of the contest. So you do not expect now the goalkeeper quickly come out of her line. She's completely made a hash of affairs, but thanks to her defenders, that the ball has been taken care of. No further danger on the horizon. But this could have been a real catastrophe. And now Madhya Pradesh has an attack of their own. Once again, it was Joshna Topno who wanted to collect the ball or palm it away, but completely misjudged her jump, misjudged the line of the ball, and then it went straight almost to a header of Chhattisgarh player. All she needed to do was just time it to perfection, but then no, she couldn't time a jump, and eventually it was the Madhya Pradesh defense that was swarming over the ball as if they wanted it for life, and they quickly cleared their defense without any wastage of time. And now it's a throw in favor of Chhattisgarh. We're now headed towards that final few minutes, or rather final few seconds, regulation time, and whatsoever added time will be granted to these two teams. It has been a hard-on battle between both the sides. They have really fought hard. So Madhya Pradesh, they have been extremely opportunistic. Whatever opportunities they have come their way, have ensured the fact that they have utilized it to the fullest. Chhattisgarh, however, they have looked good. They have looked dominant. They'll definitely take a lot of heart from this game. But somehow that finishing that was their woe against Jharkhand continues to be a woe against Chhattisgarh or against Madhya Pradesh as well. Blessed struggling to get on her feet. She needs some time to get back, obviously. It's definitely not going to be easy, yes, but again, football is a body contact game. Now the ball's back with Chhattisgarh. Another opportunity to try and tuck together a quick pass there. Chhattisgarh comes knocking on the door, looking for some shooting space. A long ranger comes floating in. Oh my word! That was dipping menacingly there at the goal, but that would miss the net by whiskers. It felt for a while that it could have beaten Joshna Topno, but nonetheless, that's the kind of effort that you would want. That's the kind of bravado you would need, and that's the kind of belief that you would like in your side. That was really a stunner of a strike there from Madhya Pradesh, or rather from Chhattisgarh. Another effort. This time, however, she couldn't really keep the shot down. It sailed away from the woodwork. It wasn't well connected. She wanted to go for a volley. Once again, volleys aren't particularly the kind of shots that you would want to go for when you are on the move, because again, in order to take a running volley, it needs a lot of precision, it needs a lot of accuracy. And this is what Madhya Pradesh has done pretty efficiently every single time Chhattisgarh has got to the ball. They've crowded them over with not one but two defenders. So it's very difficult. It's become getting very difficult for Chhattisgarh to try and find a way through, because they are being outnumbered every time they hold on to the ball. Look at the press that the players still doing at the moment. 5 minutes of additional time has been given. This is really going to be a tough battle now between these two sides. An opportunity. Once again, cut short there. Another long ball comes floating in, but it'll be taken care of by Chhattisgarh. No real troubles whatsoever. A bit of a tuck there. That's a lovely ball. But again, taken care of by Madhya Pradesh. And another substitution here for Chhattisgarh. Number 2 will be coming in. But I'm kind of surprised to see this because ideally this is a defensive maneuver that Chhattisgarh is bringing in right now, and they'll need more people to attack. So again, I reckon the coach must have some kind of strategy up his head, or maybe she's coming on as a attacking enforcer. So you never know. We've seen that happening in the past. So yes, things like that. It's pretty frequent. It's pretty common in football. You try bizarre strategies. You try and find gaps for yourself. Like you literally do every possible thing on the face of the planet to try and roll the ball your way. That is so important. I reckon Chhattisgarh has accepted their fate. They still have 3 minutes in the game to try and battle forward. There's another long ball. Once again, a bit of a push there. Trying to collect it. Gets to it. Eventually, another ball in the central channel now. Not well collected at all. And it will go out of play. Chhattisgarh on the rise. Once again, Madhya Pradesh taking care of the proceedings there. No real harm done. 2 more minutes, 2.5 minutes of football remaining today. Quickly chested the ball down. Now in the central channel, the ball stays with Chhattisgarh. Up to the far right. Looking for an option in the central midfield. The pass there. Back again in the center. Trying to build forward. Another quick pass. Repelled away by Madhya Pradesh. No real troubles. Now to the far left. Trying to use that central channel again. Trying to get some shooting space ahead of them. That's a good pass. Once again, wanted to go for that long ranger. Couldn't really connect with the ball. And now a throw in here for Madhya Pradesh. Or rather for Chhattisgarh. The final touch was of the Madhya Pradesh player. Ball stays with Chhattisgarh. Here's an opportunity and a free kick will be given. I reckon that the referee wanted to see if she can just make her footing. But there was clearly an extended feet involved. So yes, it's a free kick from a pretty decent position actually. They can try and use that to their advantage. Let's see what happens as a result of the scene. And a pretty emasculated free kick, rammed it straight into the wall. Didn't really have any purpose behind it. Didn't really have any kind of possible power that they would have looked for. Final 10 seconds of the game coming up. A twin substitution here. A nice run down that left. The ball still remains. And eventually the final whistle is blown. That marks the end of what was a brilliant encounter at the Pan Stadium in Balai. Sorry that we couldn't join you in the first half, but we were back in the second, and it was a great game of football between two teams. It was eventually Madhya Pradesh who walked away with the bragging rights, where in Chhattisgarh, they'll have to wait in order to open their account. That's the confirmation, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 for Madhya Pradesh, or rather in favor of Madhya Pradesh. Chhattisgarh incurs another defeat after their first defeat to Jharkhand, as they were humbled with a similar margin of 2-0. And that's all from here today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining in. We have another exciting string of fixtures coming up tomorrow. Do not forget to tune in to the official YouTube channel of Sports KPI, the broadcaster of the Group 6 fixtures of Hero 27th NFC for women. And we will return shortly. It was really an entertaining encounter, really entertaining battle where these two teams fought all it out. It's time for them to celebrate, and it's time for me, Rohit, your commentator, to sign off. Thank you everyone for joining in. Till our next game, stay safe, take care.